Hey, Heart Nation. Welcome to another episode of Carla's channel, Heart to Heart Inspiration Podcast. I am your host, Carla J, the Queen of Inspiration, and I have another great guest for you today. He's a superstar, y'all, in so many ways, and you're going to love to hear from him. He is from my hometown, the Chi-Town in the building, and this is Mel Roberson. He is a Chicago native with so many accomplishments spanning from acting, writing, poetry, and entrepreneurship. He has appeared in shows like The Chi, Chicago PD, Empire, as well as various films such as Tyrant 1 and 2 on Tubi. Streaming now, you all can go watch it. He has also been an award-winning spoken word artist. And he's also a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And he's also a 7-time Amazon best-selling author. And he's going to talk about his book in a little bit as well. So, all right, he got him, y'all. So, as an entrepreneur, he is a dynamic speaker and coach. You can find him, you can book him. But he also does something else that I love too. He is a senior regional vice president for Legal Shield's Midwest region and the Eastern Canada area. And he's also an advisory board member for the After School Matters in Chicago. Some names that you all may be familiar with. But there's also another thing that I'm impressed with Mr. Roberson about. He is a survivor of gun violence. His life's experience fueled his passion, overcoming with adversity. And above all, he cherishes his roles as husband and father to his daughters. So with no further ado, let us welcome to the stage, Mel Roberson.
What up, Carla? What's going on, sis?
Hey, I am so glad that you joined me today. And I'm so happy to have you because we go back a long way. But when I met you, it was through a service that I was in need of, didn't know anything about, and you schooled me on it. And it made such a difference in my life. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit more about you as a person and how you have gotten to this stage. You have been on Chicago PD, The Chi, Tyrant. You are in so many things, but I want to start off with every strong man has a defining moment. What was yours?
So I'm gonna say there are a few defining moments, right? There are things that happen in our lives where we realize we can be doing something different, and then there are stair steps to that. I think one of the defining moments, though, for me, I was 17 years old. I grew up over east in Chicago, and I got shot. You know, my past is my past. I don't talk a whole lot about it in the sense that, you know, I don't go into specific details about a whole lot of things. But there was a point in time in my life, even though I come from a great home with incredible parents, where I was involved in things that I'm not necessarily proud of, and ended up getting shot back in the 90s. And so that's one of the things that made me realize, like, yo, you know, your life is not a game. Okay. And there are things that you can do and gifts that you have that the world needs to see. And that was one of the defining moments. I think another defining moment, my parents made me go to college. I did not want to go.
Okay.
I did not want to go. I tried to go to the Navy. After getting shot, I tried to go to the Navy. When I graduated high school, I was only 17 years old, and my mom wouldn't sign the release forms for me to enlist. And so I did end up going to college, and one of my professors gave me an audio series by a guy by the name of Bob Mowat. And it was a personal development audio series. I don't even remember what the name of the series was. If I looked it up, I probably could find it. And Increasing Human Effectiveness. That was the name of it. Increasing Human Effectiveness by Bob Mowat. You can't even find it anywhere now. And then my aunt sent me a book, and I usually keep it right on my desk. I know it's around here somewhere because I refer to it quite a bit. But she gave me a book called The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. And those two things started me on a path of personal development where I started to change my mindset.
Mm.
And I think the combination of those two things, like having a near death experience, one of many actually, but that was the one that really woke me up. And then figuring out that my thought process gave me the end result of everything in my life. Those two things coupled were probably two of my defining moments.
Wow. Well, that is something deep right there. Being shot in Chicago on the east side. But you also had both your parents in your life too. And I like how you admitted and very being transparent that you didn't always make some of the best decisions.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you went to college, you came home. I don't know if you want to give a shout out to your college or not. To
Well, yeah. So the college thing is funny, man, because I didn't want to go, and I ended up graduating from Quincy University in Quincy, Illinois.
Mhm.
But I pledged at Culver my sophomore year at Culver Stockton College in Canton, Missouri. So I took a class at Mizzou at one point in time because I needed the credit to finish. So I kind of pieced together my college experience
Mhm.
to make it work and get out of there in 4 years. But yeah, man, I great time, small school, love my fraternity, yo to the noops. Um, Pledged in the spring of '96. Got a whole bunch of Kappa stuff in the background. And yeah, college was cool. I think college was a test of perseverance, right? Because I don't use my degree at all. Any of my well, let me not say I don't use any of them. So I have an undergraduate degree, and then I have two MBAs. I do use those in me and my wife's business. I do use those, but yeah. So you were asking me something. You were saying, came home from college, and what happened?
I love that you said you pieced together the college because I think many of us did, because trying to graduate and get those credits and not have to wait another semester, another year. I can definitely agree with that. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
But you came home from college. Now you're back home. And what did you do next? Is there a point in time where you stepped into acting and said, this is more than just a hobby, or how did that come about?
So the acting thing was by accident. My first job out of college was pharmaceutical sales. That didn't last long. I started a consulting business after that, and while I was in one of my clients' places of business, a young lady came in and offered Legal Shield as an employee benefit there. So that's how I learned about Legal Shield, which is an incredible service. I mean, for a flat monthly fee to have access to a nationwide network of attorneys, I thought was super dope. And so I got the service, and eventually I started working Legal Shield on a super part-time basis. That's how you and I met, right?
Yes.
Working Legal Shield on a super part-time basis years ago. But it got to the point where the money was so good with Legal Shield
Mm.
that I had a lot of time freedom to do the other. I wasn't an author before I got in Legal Shield. I wasn't an actor before I got in Legal Shield. So because I had all of this time freedom now, because of the leverage that the business provides, my brother's best friend's sister, her name is Yatasha Womack, and she'll always be in my success story. Her and Naima Dawson are the two people that really got me into acting. But Yatasha did a film called Love Shorts, and she asked me to be in it, and I'm like, yo, sis, I'm not an actor. I don't know why you want me in this thing, but the stage presence that I had from doing spoken word poetry and also being a presenter in Legal Shield gave me, I don't know, a extra something that she saw. And I did her film. It won a whole bunch of awards at all of these different film festivals. And I'm just like, great, go get them. I don't even
You
think I had
wasn't really
seen,
enthused. You
not
wasn't really
enthused at
enthused.
all. And so fast forward maybe a year or two later, a buddy of mine called me and said, hey, they're looking for spoken word artists to be in this play in Chicago. Naima Dawson was the playwright. It's a play called And Then There Was Poetry.
Mm.
And it was a mixture of acting and poetry pieces that fit inside the play. So I went to be a spoken word artist, right? I have a background as an MC, used to be a rapper. And once I had my kids, my two daughters, you can't be talking about sex, drugs, money, and murder and expect for that
Mhm.
that boomerang of karma not to come back around. And I didn't want it to hit miss me and hit my kid. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the spoken word route. So anyway, I go up to audition for this play, and a woman by the name of Kim Beavers was helping to cast the play with Naima, and Kim was in Yatasha's film. So Kim Beavers is like, hey, this guy was in the film I was in, this poet, he's a good actor. You should like let him read something. And they come handing me this script, and I was like, I'm not a damn actor. Why do y'all keep trying to get me to do this? And she was like, would you just read for us, please? And I read, and they were like, well, we want to offer you a role. And I'm like, no,
Really?
I'm not doing it. No.
Wow.
And they said, well, Naima said, well, you get to do poetry in the play. I said, if I get to do poetry, I'll do your little stupid play. And I did the play, was supporting lead, moved to the lead, and I was bit by the bug. Then I met Mark Harris, ended up being the lead in his first film and his second film. Did a bunch of work with Mark Harris, and it was just over with from there. Eventually got an agent and was on Chicago PD, The Chi, Empire, and that leads us to now Tyrant being one of the producers on Tyrant and one of the lead characters in Tyrant 1 and 2. And we just shot a 6-episode series.
Yeah.
We'll be releasing that, and we're starting to do pre-production on season 2 of the series.
Wow. That is a lot. And I love most people who I talk to, they say they were not really looking for acting. But once you get into it, they say you either love it or not. And it sounds like you loved it. You got bit by the bug. And so you eventually got an agent. So because now that you are doing a couple of different things and you're in the public eye, what responsibility, if any, do you feel as a Black man visible in both media and business spaces?
Well, man, a lot of our people are lost, especially our young men. And one of the things that I love about my brother Bo Deal, who's a writer and executive producer at Tyrant, and Alvin Elmore, who's the director and does a lot of the camera work with Black. The Tyrant movement, out of everything that I've been in, Tyrant is one of the things I'm excited about, because it's not just about entertainment. It's a message. And our responsibility is to kind of teach these young guys that the streets really don't have nothing for them. You know, it's a dead end. And I think my responsibility in the business world as well is to not only be an example, but also be an introduction to those that are coming behind me of what is possible, and see what resources I have where I could help them.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Like I got a ton of books in my library. You all see that behind me, and I've read the majority of them. And I'm constantly making book recommendations, loaning them out, giving them away, and just trying to teach people what I've learned over the years and shave their learning curve off a little bit. And I like to say in life, there are mentors and there are mistakes, and mentors hurt a lot less.
Okay.
You know, not that you don't have to learn through your own mistakes, because that's important.
Right.
You have to have experience. One of my mentors, he said, how did you become successful? He said, good judgment. I said, well, how did you learn good judgment? He said, poor judgment.
Right. Right.
So there are some things that you have to learn, but my responsibility is to not only be an example, but also be a resource for people to learn what it is that they need to learn to become successful.
I like that. And I agree. Tyrant, when you hear just the title name of Tyrant, you might think, oh, it's just another gangbang, drug selling movie, but it really does have a good message. And kudos to you and Bo Deal and, you know, the rest of the crew on that. I know Bo Deal talks a lot about his time in the gang and the game, and how he's trying to also mentor people to come out of that lifestyle.
Yeah.
How did you hook up with him?
Man, what's crazy is, as cool as me and Bo are now, people think we grew up together. Like when they see the chemistry we have in the film, when we've done interviews or we've been places, they're like, man, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all been rocking with each other for a while. And it's like, I didn't meet this brother. I mean, I knew of him, but I didn't know him until I got cast for Tyrant.
Wow.
So, you know, and shout out to his cousin Mecca, who he lost a few years ago. And Mecca was supposed to play my character, right? Like they had plans,
Okay.
right? And Mecca was in Bo's first film. And man, solid dude. I never got a chance to meet him, but from what I heard about him, everybody loved him. And you know, I just stepped in, and I had some really, really big shoes to fill.
Right.
For that. So I literally met Bo for the first time at my audition.
Wow. Okay. I know a lot of people have asked me about that in the Shy because they know that I know you. And they ask me often, did Mel grow up with Bo? I'm like, I don't know.
Nah, Bo from out west. I'm from over east, south side, but we say over east in Chicago if you live on the other side of Jeffrey.
Right.
And we didn't know each other growing up, man. We didn't know each other at all, but solid dude, man, really good friend. I consider him a brother. And the cast overall, man, the cast was so dope. I had been in stuff with Simeon Henderson before.
Nice.
I've been in a lot of stuff with Simeon. But man, my guys that play Mick and Merch, they my ops in the film.
Yeah.
But those
y'all
are
gotta look
guys.
at it. Y'all gotta check it out.
Bully and TBU Breezy, man, two solid guys. We got some comedians / influencers that are dope. Rico Also Funny, Burn Poe, Muse. They do a great job in the film, right? Stepping their level of seriousness up and not only being known as comedians. Who else? My boy Kato. His name is Tay. We call him Tay, the actor who plays Kato in the film, who's like kind of like my son, not my real son, but my son kind of in the film. Does a great job. Everybody does a great job in the film.
Yeah.
Parts 1 and part 2. And I started naming people. Tyrant family, I'm sorry if I didn't name you. You know, I shouldn't have started doing that because now I got to think about everybody in the film. Right.
Yes.
But the
he
women
loves all of y'all. He loves all of y'all.
And they know that. And the women in the film do an incredible job too. My girl that plays Ronnie, Bo Smoke's wife or ex-wife or baby mama or whatever in the film, Ashley. She does a great job. Larita that plays my girl in the film does a great job. Sade that plays Bo's girl. I can't go down the list, y'all. It's too many of y'all. I love all y'all.
But that's a good shout out because I want the audience to really go watch them. Tyrant 1 and Tyrant 2. It's really good, y'all. It's not just, don't let the name fool you. And it's on Tubi. It's free. I had someone ask me, what is a Tubi? So everybody doesn't know what Tubi is and hasn't been exposed to Tubi, but Tubi is free. So you can watch it on Tubi. But I want to jump back a second, Mel. You were talking about all your books. Now you are an author, an Amazon best-selling author.
Yep.
What was that about? What were your books about? I know you got them with you.
So I got a couple of them with me. I've co-authored several books and I have a solo project. So again, it's one of those things where people ask me to do stuff and I'm like, why? Katrina Ferguson asked me to, I think the first time I hit bestseller rankings, I only had written a poem at the beginning of her book.
Okay.
So it was the opening of her book, but we hit bestseller rankings. And since I co-authored it, I was an Amazon best-selling author. And I was like, okay, that's dope. And then she did an anthology where I wrote a story about my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, and then my daughters. Because it was about women. So I wrote, and that hit bestseller rankings.
Wow.
And a couple of other books. And eventually I put out my first solo project, 31 Amazing Life Lessons of Joshua Stokes. And this book, I plan on turning into a movie one day.
Okay.
It's a self-help book, but it's written as a story. And then one of my other books that I really, really love, which was orchestrated by a young lady by the name of Jamie Gill, is Lessons for the Little Boy.
Mm.
And in this book, it's a series of men that are writing to our younger selves
Okay.
to teach them lessons. So it's dope because legacy is not just about your children. Legacy is about how you're remembered and the lessons that you leave behind.
Yes.
And every book that I've had the privilege of being a part of, I get to leave a piece of me behind that long after I've transitioned, people can still learn from some of the things that I've done in life and learned in life.
Yes. You know what? That's actually one of the questions I had for you.
Hmm.
What do you want people to feel when they hear your name years from now?
That's a deep question. Like I lost my mom this in
Yeah.
20 August of 2025. So
And our condolences to you and your mother.
yeah, that's I don't have a direct answer for that anymore. The
Okay.
things that I thought were important don't seem as important to me now
Hmm.
in some regard, but I just want to be known for helping other people have that light bulb moment and realizing that they have potential, and if they choose to live into it, they can accomplish some incredible things.
Wow. I love that. And you actually do a lot of that in everything that you do. You're speaking, you're a role model, you're a consultant, you're a coach. But one of the things that I love about what you do, and this is how we met, is through Legal Shield. Now, just break it down. I know we have a whole presentation that we can give on another day, but just break it down to the audience of what Legal Shield is for those who don't have a clue.
Legal Shield, through what we called a shared economy process, right? Millions of people pay into the system. We've taken something that's normally $300 to $500 an hour and reduced it to $1 or $2 a day. So for as little as $30 to somewhere around $50 a month, you can have access to a nationwide network of attorneys because millions of people pay into it. Businesses, some people have it as an employee benefit. Cook County has it as an employee benefit. So it's the affordable way to have access to attorneys.
Mhm.
I think about AAA, right? I just saw open my AAA cards. I don't know where I put them on my desk somewhere, but I think about AAA. If I ever get a flat tire, run out of gas, um, lock my keys in the car, any of those things, they send a $150,000 vehicle or more out to my car with a guy that they're paying 50, 60, maybe $70,000 a year, and all I pay is a couple $100 a year to have AAA because millions of people have AAA. If I didn't have AAA, it would have cost me a lot of money. It's the
Right.
same with Legal Shield. Millions of people pay into it, and there's so many different things that we do, from advice and consultation to letters on your behalf to writing your will and testament. All of these different things that we do for people, and the collective buying power gives them that access. It's a flex, man. Like for you to
Yeah.
be able to say, I'm gonna have my attorney look that over before I sign it and mean it.
Yes. 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 Have
Or
you
or
used it in acting in your acting
oh, have
career?
I ever used it in acting to review my contracts? Somebody tried to take my intellectual property on some stuff that I wrote.
Mm.
I had to shut that down really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a ton of stuff because I have the business plan too. They have personal
Right.
plans, business plans. I have the business plan too. But yeah, like that's a flex, and I don't have to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars every time that I use it because a lot of the stuff is included in the program.
Yeah, I love that. I have Legal Shield, been having it for years and years and years. They have identity theft protection,
Mm-hmm.
um, monitoring, and I use it in my business as well. Contracts as contractor with other contractors, things like that. You
Yep.
just can't beat it, and just personal. And I would, if you're interested in Legal Shield, you can look up Mel Roberson. He's on melroberson.com. His information is scrolling across the bottom there, and it really is something that you can have and you can use for your entire family, and you won't regret it. If it's letters to the school, you know how that woman in Chicago, they played that video of that woman and her kids getting jumped. Now, if she had Legal Shield, I don't know if she does or not, but if she
Mm-hmm.
had Legal Shield, she could have immediately said, I'm contacting my lawyer, or just
Mm-hmm.
contacted her lawyer, and let them write a letter, whatever. It could have went so many other ways, but I
I'll
just
tell you a quick story. My wife took me to Savannah, Georgia for my birthday, and we landed at 3. We had dinner scheduled at 6. And by 4:30, they realized that they had lost my bag. Like, we waiting on my bag, never came. 4:30, my bag is gone. They say, go buy what you need for the weekend. We'll reimburse you. Just keep your receipts, present your receipts. So we go buy some stuff. We present the receipts. I didn't have time to go to Nordstrom's Rack, TJ Maxx, any of that stuff. Like, this is a Ralph Lauren jacket, but I got it at TJ Maxx. Or no, not TJ Maxx, at Nordstrom's Rack. You know what I mean? I like nice stuff, but I don't mind shopping at a discount spot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, make a long story go away. They said they would only give us about 75% of our money. My wife said we wouldn't have bought 100% of this stuff had you not lost his bag. And we argued with him. I'm like, babe, just call the law firm, please. She called the law firm, sent them over the receipts. The law firm presented the exact same receipts that we presented, along with a demand letter, and we got 100% of our money back.
Wow.
So
that's a flex.
Yeah, it's a flex. But here's the thing, and it was only the difference of a couple of $100, right? It wasn't like it was a bunch of money, but it would have cost us more to hire an attorney to get back $200 than it would have just to accept their offer.
Mm-hmm.
And people get taken advantage of on a regular basis, whether it's stuff like that, whether it's stuff in the entertainment community, whether it's business stuff. It happens all the time, whether it's family members dying without a last will and testament, and people arguing over who gets Big Mama's fake fur coat. All of those things, they happen on a regular basis, and our people should have access, and we give them that. And not only that, I mean, I'm on your show, and I think we still have a referral link for you. So if y'all reach out to me and you tell me it came from this podcast, then I want to make sure that Carla gets the credit, because y'all wouldn't have known about it had she not had me on the show, and we did a little segment on it.
Yes. And I love it. I've had it for years, and I use it for my podcast contracts as well. And they picked up something I didn't even see in one of the contracts. So it does work, and you're going to save so much money. But you also have been in Legal Shield, like you told us earlier. You were working Legal Shield, and it allowed you to have time and financial freedom. And now you have gotten some promotions. Tell us what's that about, and how others can, get that same type of flex of being in Legal Shield, rising the ranks.
So for me, it was just a thing of something that I used that I didn't mind telling people about. We do it all the time. The difference between Legal Shield and other stuff is what we do for free, we could do for a fee. And what I mean by that is, how many good restaurants have you told people about? If I was coming to Vegas and I asked you where to eat, you would tell me where to go, but you would not get a free steak the next time you went. We've told people about good movies. We've told people about good restaurants, good hairstylists, good barbers. When people, if they like my jacket, I'm quick to tell them, bro, Nordstrom's Rack, down on Michigan Avenue, on clearance. So it was during Clear the Rack, so it was an additional 25%. Like, I'm gonna go in on the bargain that I got, and tell them, I don't mind, go get it. We gonna look different in it anyway. I don't care. but we tell people about good stuff all the time, and we never get paid for it. And when I switched to iPhone, I was converting people left and right. You would have thought Steve Jobs personally hired me. I was an iPhone evangelist, right? Don't let some green bubbles pop up when I text you. I'm going to talk about you bad, right? So many people got iPhones just because they were tired of me talking about their green bubbles when they text me. And so what am I getting at, folks? This is the long way of saying I got Legal Shield. I used Legal Shield. I loved Legal Shield. I was going to tell people about Legal Shield. The only difference was with my referral code, when people go and sign up there, I got a little commission. And then when I empowered other people to do it, I got more of a commission, because it's like building an agency. So the team that we've built over the years is responsible for so many memberships that has produced a very strong income for me and my family. And we've taught other people how to do the same thing on a part-time basis. And I think people overcomplicate it. right? Y'all were one of them, right? But I mean, think about it. Think about how many basketball games when Trixie was playing at DePaul and when my daughter was running at SMU, how
Mm-hmm.
many basketball games and track meets were we able to go to because
Right.
we had time and financial freedom? Not just home games. I'm talking about traveling,
Yes.
watching
Yeah.
our daughters compete because we
Right.
had time and financial freedom. So that's something that we could talk about too. I mean, it's available, but people want to be cynical and skeptical, and that don't work and all of that. It pay my bills. I don't care what you think.
And I love getting that check deposit,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a service that really works and it really is beneficial. You talked about some of the benefits of it, even for the entertainment communities, whether you're in film, whether you're in music, writing books, if you're a business owner and you have contracts that you need to execute or that you're giving other people about you can use it, your school, the airport, whatever. And you've risen to these ranks, and because I know you personally, it's just such an honor, and now you are senior regional vice president. Oh my goodness. What are you doing in that role, and how does this align with your vision of entrepreneurship and being able to be in films and things like that still?
Sure. So even though I took on a corporate position as senior regional vice president, me and my wife, actually, she works the business with me now too. And so we're over several states in the Midwest and all of Eastern Canada. So we're in charge of recruiting, production, training, stuff like that, just basically ensuring that people become successful. It's dope. I love it. I love what I do, but I still have the flexibility to go do my films,
Mm-hmm.
go shoot the Tyrant series. I'm writing another book. Excuse me. I'm writing a screenplay right now as well.
Okay.
So it's the best of both worlds, right? If I was
Mm-hmm.
stuck at a 9 to 5 where I had to be somewhere between those hours, Bo would replace me if I say, "Hey, bro, I can't film. I gotta work."
Right.
He'd be like, "Well, I guess it's time to kill Keith then."
Right.
You gotta go. I think so many people have dreams and hopes and ambitions and things that they want to accomplish, but they never do because we got to work to live.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want that to be my story. I didn't want to not be there for my kids. So I
Mm-hmm.
built something on a part-time basis that eventually gave me full-time income.
All right. I love that. Well, folks, I hope you all have enjoyed this podcast episode with Mel Roberson. He is the bomb.com, y'all. We often used to refer to him as Tommy from
From Martin.
from Martin, because we say, what do you do all day? But he just explained it, and if you want to find out more, give Mel a holler at melroberson.com and he'll talk with you about everything. If you're looking for a mentor, coach, consultant, even for you or for your business, he can help with that also. So Mel, to close us out, we want everyone to go see Tyrant 1 and 2. Yes. We can also post where you were for Chicago PD, the episodes that you were in, and the Shy and Empire, all that good stuff. But to close us out, what is one quote that you're living by today?
Whew, okay. I thought you was about to ask me to do a spoken word piece. I was about to say, do a poem, boy. You said you was a poet.
Well, you can do that too.
But a quote is easy. I don't mind doing a piece too. But one of my favorite quotes is by Albert Einstein, and it says, "The significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking as when we created them."
Wow, and you just rolled that off your tongue.
Because
And
it's
we
my
didn't
favorite
even
quote.
discuss this, and you just rolled this off your tongue.
Yeah. I love that quote because sometimes we're thinking about things in the same way that we created our problems, our challenges, right? So if you had one mindset that put you in this particular scenario and you keep that mindset, it's not going to get you out of the scenario. It's what got you into that. So the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking as when we created them. Albert Einstein said that. And to this day, I'm less like, okay, change your mind, change your life.
Wow, I love that. I love that. Change your mind, change your life. It gives a different perspective to it. And now for the spoken word artist, we have Mel Roberson.
Well, my spoken word stage name is Mel Robb, the voice of the people.
Ooh, okay.
Um, I don't know which piece to do. Okay, I got one. It's called Black Woman. Before the beginning of the beginning, Father Time and Mother Earth birthed the idea of birthing a particular earthling. The elegance of this specimen was heaven sent, and it seemed senseless to fight the feeling of being defenseless once you laid eyes on the prize created by Mother Earth and Father Time. The divine design of flesh with the divine erupted into a breathtaking structure appropriately named the Black Woman. Her presence gave evidence of the four elements. Earth being her mother, the spirit of the Black woman was covered by a caramel-colored clay, crafted and shaped as a godly display of radiance. And the cadence of her feet stepping slowly yet also gracefully through the universe brought joyful smiles to the faces of her parents. Even the angels themselves were in reverence of this perfectly proportioned piece of putty. She was forged in the fire, and that's what made her godly. And oddly enough, the heat didn't damage her skin. It's actually what gave her that gorgeous tint. Originally a beautifully baked bronze, but possessing a chemical prism in her physical makeup that would allow for other shades of beauty to come forth out of future generations. The cooling off process ordered the manifestation of her curves, and blurbs of words could not adequately describe how water wrapped around her thighs and lips and chest, her breast, the best, her waist and face were graced with grace. And I suppose her nose, her fingers, her toes, though small in size, their value grows. Her clutch, her touch, they mean so much because whatever she holds turns to gold. Earth, fire, water, created, baked, and molded perfection. Air was naturally the last selection as the wind would begin to caress every hill and valley of her figure, drying off this perfect picture. Pure perfume was the aroma of this sister, and as oxygen kissed her, the galaxies came alive. The sun evolved out of the twinkling in her eyes. The solar system was her rhythm, dancing around planets of granite until daylight itself would vanish, and even in the darkness, her beauty would glow. Life would come forth from every seed that she would sow. Divinely responsible for populating Earth, she retreated. Damn, I tried to pull the prop out, messed up. She retreated from outer space and began to give birth to more Black women, reproducing angelic gifts made for Black men. And for billions and billions of years, you have been our present, heaven sent, magnificent Black woman, often imitated but never duplicated Black woman. And through the roughest times, we wouldn't have made it without the Black woman. Not only fine, but also educated Black woman. And these words are just to let you know you are appreciated, Black woman. Black woman, thank you for being you. That's my piece.
Oh, yeah! Wow! That was so amazing. Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness.
Thank you.
And you, no wonder you're an actor because you got your lines real good.
Got to know your lines.
That was excellent. Oh, I love
appreciate
that. I've
it.
never heard your poetry before.
I
That was
appreciate
so
it.
good. Oh, and you did the voice with it too. Man, that was awesome. I love that. What
Thank
a
you.
great tribute to the Black woman. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you, Mel. It's been great having you on, and we're going to have you on again. We can't even begin to cover everything that we wanted in this shorter time. So I want to thank you, and I want to tell Heart Nation that we're going to have them back on. We want you to go out and watch Tyrant 1 and 2. Contact Mel about any of the things we talked about, Legal Shield, consulting, coaching, all that good stuff, okay? So with no further ado, you all have a good night, and we will talk with you later, Heart Nation.
Later, y'all.